Hi guys, welcome back from spring break. I hope you guys had a great time with your family. Got to have some chocolate yesterday and some great food. We have a new tradition in our house. I guess we'll call it Easter tacos. But that was definitely what we had to eat, so that's what we went for. Spent some time outside in the garden in the last week. Now we're getting a little bit of rain, and hopefully I can get this video in before we get a thunderstorm coming through. But instructions for the week, wanted to give you a little bit of overview of things to come this week, some things that I want you to be working on. So the first thing is that make sure that you have completed everything that was last week before spring break. Just want to look at here on our schedule. Let me just blow this up a little bit for you. So kind of on the schedule, one thing I do want you to notice here, I'm calling this a quiz, but I mean, we know we're not grading anything right now, but we definitely do want to give you some feedback to see if you have the material. I mean, obviously, especially those of you that are going on to calculus next year, need to know what you have and whether you are kind of getting the material that we have. So I have a quiz for you to take on Wednesday in Wiley Plus. So you do want to make sure that you contact them if you don't remember your password. Get yourself logged in to Wiley Plus. We're also going to start using that a little bit more for not the online textbook and things like that, because we're into a little bit more traditional type items and topics that we're going to have. Like I told you in a prior video, we're going to try to narrow this and focus what we're going to cover for the rest of the year down to just the essentials that you need for classes going forward. So one of those items, you'll notice for our class today, we have videos on the other trig functions. So graphs of secant, cosecant, tangent, and cotangent. So what we're going to do is in your OneNote notebook, so where it says Monday, April 13th, there is a set of notes for you to print, or you can just copy them and do them on your own piece of paper. So your job is going to be to fill out these notes. Now, what you're going to do first is, so right here in this first one, it says watch the video graphing tangent and tangent function in OneNote. And so when we're looking at that, let's see if I can, no, you can't highlight that way. So basically what you want to do is you want to go ahead and watch the video for graphing the tangent function first. All right, let me show you where that is. Sorry for reaching up here, so just want to highlight. So you do that first, and those videos are located right here in videos for 5.3. So this is the video that you will watch. After you watch that video, it doesn't go with the notes. It's not me talking. It's just a video on the background of how to get the tangent function and develop it using the unit circle. And so then once you've watched this video, you're going to come back here and you are going to complete this page of the notes. So you're going to sketch the tangent function, filling in the complete graph, and then you're going to list these properties, domain range, increasing, decreasing behavior, the equations of your asymptotes. Try to be general as possible. I'm going to remind you about the plus 2 pi k so that you get the repeating nature from the period, or plus pi k, depending on if it repeats, how often it repeats. The zeros, symmetry, and periodicity. And refer to the video as needed. You can go back. You can use that to look it up. Once you have done this page right here, then what I would suggest that you do, just to make sure you kind of see what's going on, is go over here to the key. And on the key down here are all the answers to this. I'm not going to show them to you now. So go try it on your own first to see if you can use your knowledge of characteristics that we learned at the beginning of the year and last year in Algebra 2, and then check your answers with the key for the first one. Then go back to your notes that are here, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to watch the video on the cotangent function, and you'll come back in here, and like I said, the video is right down here below. Repeat the process, fill out the note packet, and then go check your answers with the key. And then do the same thing, secant and cosecant are graphed together in this video. So you basically have these 3 videos to watch and to complete the class notes. And that's going to be what your homework is for that. All right, going back over to our schedule to see what we're going to do the rest of this week. So today we're focusing on those characteristics and those functions. We did decide to not worry about transforming them. That's something that we could certainly look at again next year in calculus. But in terms of transformations, it's very similar to what we've done for all of the other trig functions. So we're just going to make sure you're familiar with the parent graphs and you have those down. The second thing that we're going to do on Wednesday, like I said, is this quiz on 5.2, which is on the sinusoids and transformations of sinusoids and such, just to make sure that you kind of understand it. We all know this isn't for a grade. This is for feedback for you to kind of see whether you understand how the transformations work. I would like that to be due on April 20th, so that would be a week from today. So work on that. That will be your homework for Wednesday night and for Friday. So pretty much you're going to do that. Now what we're going to do, kind of springboarding in on Friday, there are some short videos. Our next topic, our unit, is going to be more on solving trig equations. Because the kind of the most important thing in the trig equations for calculus is going to be able to have a understanding and ability to simplify and solve equations. And so we're going to spend some time working through those. So we have some videos that you're going to watch on simplifying. At that point, probably on this day, I will come in. Notice I don't have a lot of detail for next week. The quiz is due. We have a couple more videos to watch. And then I'll start filling in your homework, and your homework will be related to these simplifying trig expressions. Now, just kind of giving you a heads up, it's kind of like what you did with Algebra 2. You had to learn how to factor, you had to learn how to add fractions, you had to learn how to complete the square. All of these simplifying techniques that you learned in Algebra 2 were things that we now use for solving things like quadratic equations and polynomials and rationals and finding domain and those types of things. So the same idea is true for trig functions, that we need to be able to solve equations. And so we're going to go through the skill set that you need for solving equations. And a lot of that has to do with using identities, the ones that we've talked about prior to going out for school, things like the reciprocal identities, the quotient identities, your even odd identities, and your Pythagorean identities. And we'll start kind of highlighting those for you as we go through the simplifying and the solving notes. All right, so that kind of gives you a heads up on this week, so you kind of know what you're doing this week. You do want to kind of check in with me if you have any questions. I can be available on the morning of the 13th. So if you email me, you can make an appointment with me and we can do a Zoom individually if you would like to ask me some questions or anything before you start that quiz. All right, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, the grades for quarter 3 are final. So I did put them in. They will be stored today, I believe, at 9 o'clock. Don't worry about the quarter 4 yet and the year grade. We're waiting on admin to come up with a decision on how we're going to weight each of the quarters. So the year grade that is in your grade book right now has absolutely no meaning. It is right now set up based on what we had at the beginning of the year, which is assuming we had a full year and that the second semester is counting 50% of your grade. So you do want to recognize that that grade really does not have anything to do with your actual year grade for right now. Right now, you're just going to focus on quarter 3 and take a look at how you did on that. Was super pleased with the test that you guys did. At some point this week, I'll try to post a key to that test that I graded, and that'll give you some feedback. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to see yours, but you will be able to at least see the key and kind of what's going on with that. So if you have any questions, contact me, send me an email, or shoot me a message through Schoology, and we'll just keep moving forward. And like I said, hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there with the tornado watch and the thunderstorms coming through today. Hopefully we'll keep our power and you guys will be able to get your work done. So again, just encourage you, reach out to me if you have any concerns. If you're having trouble, if you're struggling with your technology, please let me know. We'll try to get get Mr. Bortz in on this and get you some help if possible with your technology issues if you're having them. All right, guys, make sure you get your Wiley Plus passwords, and if you forgot your username or your password, go ahead and email them through the website and get that in. Maybe I should show that to you real quick before we sign off. Let's go here. Plus. And just remember that when you do the Wiley Plus login, that we are the, let me click on it. We're the one over here on this side, the Wiley Plus platform over here, not the new one. We're over here, so we click on that. And if you didn't have it saved, you do want to make sure that you just forget your password, make sure you say remember me, and you will log in. Go to your class, because you should have already signed up for that. And if you need to, email me. I think everybody was in at the beginning of the year. But down here, you should see where your assignments are. Let me see if I can view this as a student. Go. All right, so here's the read, study, and practice. Certainly, once you've done some of the notes that I have, if you need to come in here and go to the book, you can go here to read, study, and practice. Assignments are here, and then this is the one assignment that you have, your quiz on section 5.2 on sinusoids. So you would click that and begin. But if you need extra help, I mean, do realize that over here, excuse me, in the read, study, and practice, you can certainly select a topic. Here, we're in chapter 5 right now. And so the section 5.1 was the unit circle, 5.2 is graphs of sine and cosine. That's what the quiz is on. You can certainly go in here and look at some more examples that are there. And they actually do have lecture videos down here of a teacher, not me, but a teacher teaching more information about that if you feel like you need a little extra practice on that. And then here is the section that we're doing today, which is our graphs of the other trig functions and some examples and some lecture videos for that as well. So you can take a look at that. If you look at these videos, they will include transformations, but it's the same thing that we've been doing all along with shifting them left and right, stretching them, making them taller, making them shorter, changing the period by horizontal stretches and shrinks and things like that. So it's pretty straightforward, and it might be worth your time to go ahead and watch those videos as well, just to kind of give yourself a good overview of it. Even though I'm not stressing it, I'm really more concerned that you just have the paragraphs down. All right, so that's good. I'm going to sign off for this week and leave you guys to kind of work through the week, and let me know if you have any questions. And you guys have a great week. Newton says hi back here, barking at the garbage men out back, coming to pick up the trash. So have a great week. Stay safe. Miss you guys, and hopefully can chat with some of you over Zoom this week. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.